Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the rainy Carolinas. This evening's topic is going to be how the narcissist was there, but not with you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist, they were with you, but they were not there. Many times you experienced so many things when you were in that relationship. It was as if the narcissist wasn't there. But were they physically there? Yes, of course they were. But mentally they were checked out. They were doing other things. They were appeasing you. They were having experiences that you thought were genuine and authentic, but they weren't. You see, the narcissist was checking and testing the temperature of you and of that relationship. And the narcissist may have been there, but they were not with you. Meaning they were looking at you and they were sizing you up and they were trying to figure out what made you tick. This is why so frequently the narcissist, you would catch them staring at you. Many times when you would be sleeping, you would open one eye and you'd see the narcissist a foot away from you, studying you, staring at you. Or you would be having dinner and you would be looking elsewhere and you'd catch the narcissist's eye and they would be studying you again. You have to remember, the narcissist is not genuine or authentic. And what they want to do is they want to steal people's beautiful, bright, shining light. And they tried to do that with you for a period of time, and they did accomplish that until they couldn't do it any longer. So post-narcissistic relationship, once you've really removed yourself from the toxicity and you understand what narcissism is, you will be thinking to yourself, wow, did I experience that? Did I really go through that? And the answer there would be yes and yes. And you would be saying to yourself, but how did I get here? What on earth took me to this point in time? How did I get in the narcissistic relationship? How did I get out of it? How did I find the courage and the strength within myself to heal? You'll be asking yourself so many questions like that and so many others, and you'll be saying to yourself, I am a fortunate and blessed and grateful and courageous and strong person. The narcissist tried to take me down for the count. They tried to take you down for the count, but they couldn't. That's why you're here. That's why you're getting the wisdom. That's why you're getting your cup full. And so going back in time when you were in the relationship, think of all the toxicity that you experienced, all the verbal abuse, all the gaslighting, all the stonewalling, all the times you were experiencing the silent treatment. This went on and on and on for days, weeks, months, years, maybe even decades, until something gave, something broke, something snapped. And that was the narcissistic relationship. You see, you were supposed to be in that relationship for that length of time. And you are no longer supposed to be in the relationship. And you may say, well, Andrew, no, I wasn't supposed to be in the relationship at all. That's not the case. It may be a tough pill to swallow, but you went through it, or you're exiting it right now, and that is part of your journey on this planet called Earth. You can't change the past. You cannot predict the future. You need to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past and apply them in present day. And you need to live in the present moment, the here and the now. That is a place where the narcissist doesn't live. The narcissist so many times wants to keep people stuck in the past. You want to keep people pining for them and thinking about them and wondering if they could have done more, if they should have done more, if the narcissist did love them, if the new supply is getting all the fruits of the labor that you put into the narcissist and how you elevated their lifestyle, etc. Well, truth be told, the new supply isn't getting anything any better. The new supply is either a recycled source, they're a toxic person themselves, or they're a clean slate. But any way you cut it, being with a narcissist for 1 minute longer than you need to once you've identified that they are a narcissist is 1 minute too long. But the narcissist was there, but they weren't with you, meaning physically they may have been there. Think about if you were used to watch movies or Netflix, and maybe you watched them with the narcissist. Were they sitting on the couch next to you? Yeah, they were physically there, but where were they mentally? They were checked out, probably on one of the 3 smartphones, getting your replacement, or grooming new sources of supply, or being on social media apps or dating apps. And you see, they weren't with you. They were mentally checked out. You were what I would call built-in supply if you were living under the same roof as the narcissist. Whether it was a romantic relationship, whether it was your mom or dad or brother, sister, or a friend or a roommate, etc. This is what the narcissist needs. The narcissist does not want to be alone. They need people to regulate themselves. And so the narcissist will wear the mask any which way the wind blows to get what they want from people. And that's what they did with you. They had a custom-made mask that was super glued to their face. And they acted like they had your best interest at heart, and they acted like they were very kind and loving, and that they liked your hobbies and your hopes, dreams, aspirations, and goals. But this is all a smoke show. It's all a relationship built on quicksand, on smoke and mirrors. Because whereas the narcissist may have been with you physically, mentally, they were somewhere else. They were just looking at you as if you were Thanksgiving Day dinner. They're thinking, how can I take more from this person? How can I get them to believe in another lie? How can I get them to believe in more and more of the verbal abuse or the words that I'm saying? How can I get them to doubt themselves? How can I get them to blame themselves for my circumstances? You see, the narcissist loves to blame shift, and they will blame shift you when you're in the relationship and certainly when you're out of it. That's what they do with all of their former relationships who aren't around to defend themselves against the smear campaign. They blame their other relationships, their other failed relationships, which could be friends, could be romantic relationships, it could be their own children or parents, it could be colleagues, etc. But notice the narcissist, they are the one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle, and they will blame anybody whenever they can for their failures and for their inaccountability. The narcissist cannot introspect, and they cannot be genuine or authentic, as I mentioned. So that's why they blame shift. And what is blame shifting? It's when you're shifting the blame of your failures onto another person. And that's what you experienced so frequently when you were in the narcissistic relationship. But you weren't supposed to figure this out. You weren't supposed to find that needle in a haystack. You certainly weren't supposed to heal and put yourself back together and dust yourself off by the bootstraps. These were all things the narcissist was hoping you wouldn't do, but you've done them or you are doing them. And now you're understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and there's no longer room in your life for a narcissist or a toxic person or an energy vampire. So they were with you, but they weren't there, or they were there, but they weren't with you. If you look at the thumbnail on the video that I created, I used a new design, a new style, and that is on purpose. It's to show you what a common dinner would be like when you're in a narcissistic relationship. You could be the person on the right who is staring in the eyes of the narcissist. But what is the narcissist doing in that thumbnail? They're looking elsewhere. It's as if they're lost and they're gazing into the future. What they could be doing in that illustration is they could be looking at the new supply, saying, yes, after this dinner, I'll meet you. They could be looking at the waitstaff trying to triangulate the person on the right. They could be avoiding the person on the right altogether on purpose to have that person's dinner be blown up. But what the narcissist isn't doing, they are not gazing in the eyes of the person on the right. And that is what a narcissistic relationship is in a nutshell. You are devalued, you are taken for granted, you are abused, you're manipulated, you are triangulated, my least favorite thing these people do. You are given the silent treatment, etc. And again, that thumbnail, beautiful, thunder and lightning, that thumbnail is an illustration of so many different layers upon layers of a narcissistic relationship. It is not stability, it is not kindness, it is not love, it is not authenticity. It is looking elsewhere for new supplies. It is looking for the next new shiny object. It is devaluing people. It is taking people for granted. It is trying to put people down. So whereas the narcissist was with you, but they weren't there, really take a hard look at the thumbnail of the video I created. It's to give you a visual illustration of how a toxic dinner/lunch meal with the narcissist usually would go. Because when you're with the narcissist, and let's say you're having a dinner, just the two of you, maybe it was supposed to be a romantic relationship, who knows? But you don't get any authenticity. You don't get one person, i.e. the narcissist, asking you deep questions. What you get is word salad. What you get is somebody trying to shift the blame or shift the conversation to a point which benefits them, which would be the narcissist. There's no common ground in these relationships. These relationships are a ticket to Destructionsville. They benefit one person, and it is not you. It is the narcissist. And once the narcissist knows that they have you, i.e. once they've fake love bombed you or given you the love bomb / euphoric stage and they've placed their dirty fangs into you, then you now enter the devaluation stage. This is a very challenging and debilitating place to be existing because you are not living your best life at this period of time. And this usually is the longest part of the narcissistic relationship, the devaluation stage. This is where you're trapped. This is where you are in the narcissistic fog and you don't know how you got there, but everything has turned on a dime. This usually happens when you get married or you have a baby or you relocate or you sign a house or a deed over to the narcissist, whatever. But when the narcissist knows that they have the upper hand, not the upper hand, the upper hand, and that you're going nowhere, they begin to devalue you more and more and more. So going back to the romantic relationship, I'm sure that the minute you moved into the house of the narcissist or they moved into your house, things went sideways rather quickly. Same thing once the wedding bells rang. If you got married to the narcissist, things went sideways as soon as the wedding bells rang because now the narcissist knew you were going nowhere. And they were there, but they weren't with you, meaning they were just looking at you as a pawn or a puppet or as a beard to go through life. And when I say beard, I mean to make their appearance seem as if they're healthy and stable and they have a great loving relationship and they have the white picket fence and the children and all these things. But behind the scenes, you experience Dr. Jekyll and or Mr. Hyde. You experience toxicity unlike you had ever known was possible on the planet. That's why you had to run for the hills from the narcissistic relationship once you identified that that's what you were in. Or if you were discarded, you had to put yourself back together. You had to realize that your support system had blown up and that the narcissist had been planning and plotting your demise the whole time. There is nothing worse than being in the relationship with the narcissist when they have you placed in that trauma bond and they know what they're doing to you and they're slowly extracting your resources from you and they're watching your life implode because they're administering the smear campaign, etc. to you, and they are looking for your replacement, but at the whole time they're reinforcing the love bomb stage every now and again to keep you in the relationship. Maybe you got the love bomb stage for 2 days out of 30 and the other 30 you're getting toxicity or you're being ghosted, etc. But when you're in that part of the relationship and you don't know what you're up against, you are nothing but a helpless person trying to figure out how to get out of the relationship or trying to fix the relationship is what many of us did. But the narcissistic relationship is unfixable. It is also the relationship you need to heal from. It's also the relationship that the narcissist looks at as just another way to elevate their life from one period of time to the next. The narcissistic abusive cycle will continue to go around and around in the loop of the love bomb stage, devaluation stage, ending of the relationship, and at times a Hoover. But the narcissistic relationship will also go on without you because you're getting your cup full, you're getting the wisdom, you're applying the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community, and you're paying it forward if you can. But understand, the narcissist was there, but they weren't with you. As I mentioned earlier, post-relationship, you'll slow your life down and you'll process things and you'll say, did that really happen? How did I stay in that? How did I get out of it? How am I in one piece? I can't believe this. Because you were in a relationship that most people can't wrap their heads around, that most people will never enter, and that most people won't escape from and heal properly. But that is what you are doing or you have done. You see, as I'm creating this video in this beautiful rainstorm in the Carolinas, what's happening right now on this evening? Well, right now, someone's life is now being imploded. They're being discarded, and they don't know what's going on. And this will set up the rest of their life. Will they make it through? Will they put themselves back together? Will they figure out what narcissism is? Again, flip it. Now, as I'm creating this video and you're consuming it, maybe you're consuming it in morning time, having your coffee, or maybe you're evening time and you're getting ready to go to bed, or maybe you're at work and you're catching a couple hours of catching up on videos. But also, as you're watching the video, another person is entering a narcissistic relationship and they have no idea what a narcissist is. That was you at one point. You didn't know what narcissism was. And the first part was you too, probably. You were probably discarded or you had to end the relationship yourself. But either way, if you think about the magnitude and the power of the narcissistic relationship and how it really does damage to people, but that you're out of it now and you're healing or you have healed, you're a fortunate person. You went through the cycle, you made it through the cycle, and here you are, getting your cup full. So you will be scratching your head again and saying, how did I do this? I don't get it. Well, you did it because the narcissist couldn't take you down. And they really tried to do their best with you. They tried to take everything they could from you and more. And they thought that they had you. That's why they crumbled you up like a sheet of paper and threw you away on the freeway, most likely. But they didn't realize that you were stronger than they knew. You were stronger than you knew. And you are stronger than you know. Because you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix. You've dusted yourself off. You are entering the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. And you're reaching or striving to reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time. Because the narcissist took their best shot at you. They tried to devalue you, invalidate you, gaslight you, instill the smear campaign, triangulate you. As the thumbnail mentions, they tried to do all of this and more. And the whole time they were doing that, they were telling you that they loved you or they cared about you or that you could grow old together, etc. Or that they really wanted you to do well, etc. The narcissist is envious and jealous of people, and many times they want to be the other person. Yes, I do mean that. Having said that, the narcissist cannot change. They cannot grow. They cannot elevate. They will continue to stay stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state where they exist. And that's where you were existing when you were in the devaluation stage. But now you understand that you've cut the ties, the emotional ties, the financial ties, the physical ties, and the spiritual ties of the narcissistic relationship. And you are now elevating yourself and you're moving forward. And you are doing something that most people will never have the opportunity to do, that most people won't do. but that few have done. And that's why you're on the channel, and that's why you're paying it forward. So play this video, play it a few times, send it to somebody who could use it. Remember, at one point, that somebody who could use it was you. It certainly was me. We didn't know what we were up against. We didn't know that the narcissist existed, and we didn't know that the person that professed that they loved us wanted to tear us down. They wanted to destroy us, but they couldn't. And that is why we are the special people that have come through the cycle and risen through the ashes. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the rainy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And I want to share a few things with you. The narcissist was there, but they were checked out, meaning they may have been sitting right next to you. Maybe you were on a plane with them. Maybe you did a lot of traveling. Maybe you were in the house and you were watching shows sitting right next to them, or maybe you were on vacation, who knows. But you must remember, the narcissist will blow up every relationship they encounter. And when I say every, I mean EVERY, every relationship. They can't help themselves. They do know what they're doing. They want to inflict as much damage upon people as possible. They are envious and jealous, and they do not want people to succeed, because the narcissist is always in competition with everybody around them. That's why they don't attend graduations. That's why they don't attend ceremonies. That's why they don't want to wish you happy birthday on your birthday when you're in the relationship with them, because they want to give you nothing and take everything from you in return. In the narcissistic relationship, you gave 99.9% of everything you had to the betterment of the relationship and to help the narcissist through that period of time, because probably you were in love with them or you loved them. And what did they give you back in return? Absolutely nothing. That's why this is the relationship you need to heal from, and you need to take it very seriously and begin on the healing path today, if not now, when. So if you haven't blocked the narcissist, I strongly suggest considering doing so. It is really beginning to rain, as you can tell, so I'm going to close the video. I love you all. God bless you. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I love you guys. Huge hug, huge virtual heart for each and every one of you. Continue on the path moving forward. I love you. Bye.